So today our focus in annotation is purely to point and not judge. Okay, we've got different types of annotation. Today we are pointing and naming. We are not judging. Okay, so in our previous session we made a lot of judgments about I think this is a thing, I think this is a thing. Now today I want us to point and not judge. And if you have a judgment that you want to make, I want you to make that judgment for yourself. You can make a little note of it, okay? We'll be using it at a later stage. We're going to keep going here. We were adding comments to things and highlighting, okay? So as soon as certain topics are raised, the concrete melts. Oh, let's just quickly tell you where we're looking at. We're looking at Politics and the English Language by George Orwell, written in 1946. As soon as certain topics are raised, the concrete melts into the abstract. Okay, so the concrete melts into the abstract. What do we have there? We've got like an image being created, right? What is the effect of that image? So it's as soon as certain topics are raised, the concrete melts into the abstract. There's an image being created. What is the image?
Is the effect of it.
Oh, what is the image being created?
The image of like all your solid beliefs just melting away.
And what is the effect on the reader?
It makes the reader question, ponder, as like, yeah, if all your foundational thoughts have been destroyed, it kind of makes you rethink everything you
Sure, that's what
have.
it's saying. But I mean, if we look at the actual text there, concrete melts into abstract, how is that phrase going to affect the reader? You try again, and then if I still don't think we're all the way there, then I'll ask someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, pass. We'll go to Siren. What is the effect on the reader? Let's put it this way. When you read that, how does it make you feel?
I don't know how to describe how it makes me feel, but it is one of the phrases in the text that has been stuck in my head since I read it.
Okay, so it makes it memorable. Could we perhaps say that it adds a concrete dimension to a concept?
Okay.
Can we say that?
Mm-hmm.
It adds a tangible dimension to the concept. That is a bit of judgment. I shouldn't be making judgments like that, so I'm going to try to stay away from that. As soon as certain topics are raised, okay, now we've got this whole concept of raised. That's kind of like a building, right? So the whole idea of raised being like a building, concrete melts into the abstract, and no one seems able to think of turns of speech that are not hackneyed. Sorry. Someone look up that word. What does hackneyed mean?
Having been overused, unoriginal, or trite.
And no one seems to think of turns of speech that are not overused. Basically, what I believe it's saying here, when we talk about certain topics, everything is just in such cliches, right? Now, how do you feel as the reader at this point? I'll go with Ilona. Ilona, how do you feel as the reader at this point? Okay, Twala, you go for it.
The question was, how does it make me feel as the reader?
Yeah.
If I wasn't as I don't know if educated is the right word, or in this specific, topic, I feel like I would agree with him because I don't know better, almost.
Now, this is a judgment, though.
Oh,
But it's fine. That I liked your comment. If we can go a step back, though, and look at why you might agree with him. Is it his argument sounding clever, or is it
yeah,
the argument
I'd
sounds
say, how he sounds, definitely. And it's almost like he has a tone of not arrogance, but that he knows better.
Can we
So
say
I would feel,
confidence?
confidence sounds better. But it feels almost a bit more than that. But yeah.
That's also a judgment, by the way.
Ish,
But
yeah, ish.
it's difficult to keep our judgments out of our things. Okay.
Yeah.
So prose consists less and less of words chosen for the sake of their meaning, and more of phrases tacked together like the sections of a prefabricated henhouse. So what do we notice there? What are the things? What's the first thing that you would annotate there?
The phrases are just together, like there's no thought given to the structure.
Say that again.
The part where it says that the phrases are just tacked together.
Phrases tacked together. Okay, and what would you annotate there?
Tacked is like there's not given much thought to it. It's just put together without thinking about it, connecting with the piece.
Okay, I like that. So I just want to point out to you that that is where we're analyzing, we're looking at lexis there. Okay, so our word choice. Okay. Then what else? OT, what would you annotate in that sentence?
I'd say like sections of a prefabricated hen house, somewhat using a comparison. Yeah, we
Okay, so what type of comparison is it?
as hen houses are like they're not. You wouldn't say a hen house is a really stable, solid structure. It's attached together. It's kind of chucked together without any thought. So comparing that to how people use the language kind of helps the reader. And
Tell me quickly, what type of comparison is it?
uh, yeah,
Is it a metaphor? Is it a simile?
uh,
Anyone?
I think it's a simile.
Okay, yes, it's a simile. Simile is a comparison of two things with the use of like or as. Is a simile a direct or an indirect comparison? Well, I'm writing it here. It's an indirect comparison. It's not saying something is, it's saying something is like. Okay, so it's like the sections of a prefabricated henhouse. Now, a prefabricated henhouse, OT, what are the connotations of a prefabricated henhouse?
Negative connotations. Usually it seems lazy and as we're attached together without board, just
Can I say not thoughtful?
yeah.
I also have the idea that a henhouse is kind of dirty. Does anyone else feel like that?
Yes.
Yeah, like I mean, in like held in much lower regard to any other type of building, if you'd consider it a building structure.
I would like to go a step further, but I'm not sure if this is a judgment just yet. It needs to come out my mouth before I know. Um, I would like to say that what this does is connects weaker English with things being dirty. Could we say that? Does anyone agree? Does anyone disagree?
I agree.
Okay. Now, I list below with notes and examples various of the tricks by means of which the work of prose construction is habitually dodged. Okay, wait, I'm not finished with that previous sentence. Siren, what would you annotate in that previous sentence? Prose consists less and less of words chosen for the sake of their meaning and more.
I think that repetition of less and less and more.
Yes. Okay, so what would you say about that?
I feel like, okay, well, the repetition creates emphasis. But also I feel like it's an example of how he before said that he himself will also like sort of like what's it? He has the same habits that he complains about in English. He mentioned that somewhere earlier.
So what is this habit that he complains about?
Like the unnecessary use of like words.
Okay, so we are there making a judgment that this is an unnecessary use. Okay, now let's look at what would make it an unnecessary use. Does it have no effect?
No, it does have an effect.
Why do we have the less and less and the more and more? Well, like, sure, we can say that it adds emphasis, but I feel like we could use different words that are not just repetition. Why repetition in this case?
Could it possibly have to do with the same way that in the sentence he's sort of talking about how like phrases are sort of tacked together? Is that supposed to also like contribute to that imagery?
Yeah, okay, so maybe phrases are tacked together. I like that idea. I like that interpretation. Do you think that more and more and less is some kind of cliche?
Definitely.
And so this in itself. So I list below with notes and examples various of the tricks by means of which the work of prose construction is habitually dodged. Okay. Let's look at this. I list below. So I list below with notes and examples. Let's see who was Ilona, what would you annotate here?
This might be a warning or foreshadowing to tell the reader that there will be something that can help them or that can teach them a
So I'm
little
going to say
bit
I
more of
list
what he's
below and
talking
we'll say
about.
that that's a foreshadowing. Sir, and I'm going to ask you this one because I feel like you are the expert on this one. With notes and examples, what does that do?
That is what's it? It's sort of proving his like credibility that he can back up his claim.
Okay, so this proves his credibility, and what rhetorical device is that?
I think that's ethos. I think
Look at your notes quickly. Tell me what type of ethos it is.
it would be phronesis.
I can't remember how to spell phronesis.
Phroneisa. Yeah, no.
Phronesis. Did I do that right?
That's right.
Oh, thank God for that semester of Greek I did. Um. Okay. And what is phronesis?
That is when the author demonstrates their intelligence and mastery of a subject matter.
I just want to give a quick comment on something I noticed in what you'd written. It's a very aside thing, but I thought it was interesting when you said if you have too much of this and not too much of the other thing, then it becomes manipulation.
Yes.
And I would be interested to understand how you define manipulation.
Oh, that's difficult.
Because, I mean, we define manipulation in different ways, and you've heard how I define manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that is the requirement for there to be manipulation, I believe that even having all of them together is manipulation. I just do believe that it's not that it is manipulation, it's just that the manipulation is easier to identify at that point.
Yes, yes. It's sort of blatant when it's done
Yes,
that way.
more obvious.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of what you were saying there.
Yeah.
Okay. So various of the tricks by means of which the work of prose construction is habitually dodged. I feel like that's a very wordy way of saying this. Okay, OT, your turn. What would we annotate here?
They habitually dodge. So,
Okay, let's
It
go
means-
with habitually dodged.
yeah,
Tell me about it.
kind of seem like it is like this is a standard, is a habit of the average reader to dodge unnecessary words.
Okay, so let's look at the word dodged. Is dodged, what are the connotations?
In this case, it's negative, a negative connotation.
Remember, connotations are more than just positive and negative, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Tell me more about the connotations. What are the connotations of dodged? What, when you see the word dodged, what does it make you think of?
Avoidance.
Okay, so avoidance, I think that's where he was going. But would you say that that's avoidance? I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like dodged is not premeditated. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah, that does agree.
It's very in the
Mm,
moment.
thanks. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
a narrow escape.
Pardon?
Like a narrow escape.
Yeah, it's a narrow escape. Like I think of gaming, right? Obviously, that's not what he was thinking at the time because it was like very long ago. But then we've got habitually. If something is done habitually, what does that mean?
It's habit. It's a
Pardon?
habit.
Yeah.
So it's
It's a habit.
habit, and you don't have much control over it. So from this, I can probably say that his opinion is that this bastardization, but this is a judgment, guys. Bad judgment. Marinus is bad for judgments. Okay, but his opinion is that this bastardization of English is unintentional and just happens in the moment. I'm going to see if I can find more proof of that judgment a little bit later. So, various of the tricks by means of which the work of prose construction. Okay, we've got this word construction. Can anyone comment on that for me?
Makes it sound rigid, kind of like concrete before.
Yes, it connects to the motif of concrete. Okay, so I'm going to say that that's a lexical field. Do you guys know what a lexical field is? So this lexical field here is creating a motif. Okay, so this is a bit of a judgment. If we create a motif around construction, then if we say that this is weakly constructed and it is hackneyed and stuff, it makes it feel as if the language is going to fall flat. Do we agree?
Yeah.
But that is a judgment. Okay, so various of the tricks wait, what does it say? Various of the tricks by means of which the work of prose construction is habitually dodged. Okay. Anyone else who has anything else to say about the sentence?
I would comment on tricks.
Okay. What is your comment?
I would say it's sort of. I think the connotations that I think of when I think of tricks would be like dishonest, or it's like an illusion.
Love that. Anything else you'd say about tricks? Okay, I just want to say here again, this is Lexus. So what he's saying here, by means of which the work of prose construction is dodged. So by saying this, he's saying that prose is not actually constructed. But he could have said that in a much clearer way. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Like, it's almost like an aside. But that's I'm not going to add that because that's a judgment. We're going to stop there for now with the annotation. What we are going to do now is you are going to take this paragraph that we annotated. You're going to take some concept. It might be lexis. It might be lexical fields. What are the other things we looked at? It might be comparison. And you are going to write a paragraph where you analyze just one feature. Okay? Not one piece, but a feature. So we're going to group different lexical things, or we're going to group the lexical fields, or something like that. And maybe the imagery it creates. You're going to take one concept and analyze that one concept in a paragraph for me. You have 20 minutes for that analysis. Okay?
So let's